Hey TDA and welcome to SteamWorld Build. This game will be released later this year and only recently came on my radar. I believe it's a follow-up to some more older games, but since I haven't actually played those, I can't tell you anything worth noting about the previous games. What I can tell you is that I was blown away by the demo, which is why you're watching this now. SteamWorld Build is a city builder game set in a sort of futuristic Wild West with robots. Now, I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's actually quite well done, considering instead of things like food, you'll be ensuring your robots have access to things like oil and spare parts, and, well, it just works. I also really like the art and the tone of the game, but let me stop talking and simply show it to you so you can form your own opinion. Now, the demo does start out with a very nice cutscene, but it is pretty long, so if all you're interested in is the gameplay, maybe skip ahead a minute or two.
You see all those stars up there? That's where we'll live once we escape this world.
There's so many. Which one?
Whichever one you want, kiddo.
How will we get all the way up there, Pa?
By following my plan, little friend.
What are you planning?
I am here to get you all to safety. It is the sole purpose of my existence.
Lucky that Pa found you then. Sure is nice with someone looking out for us.
Quite.
How will you help us then?
Allow me to explain. Long ago, a great hoard of ancient technology was buried here. Technology that has the power to do what you need. Buried deep, deep below the earth. But as you see, I quite lack the ability to dig it up.
Pa and I are really good at digging up things.
Yes, you bots are excellent for manual labor. But do not think it will be an easy journey, my eager friend. We have to go further down than you would ever think possible. And only once we reach the very bottom of the world, we will find your way to the stars.
Well, if it won't be easy, then I'll need the best second in command to make sure we get there.
Who's that?
You, of course.
Wow. Does that mean I'm gonna be a hero like you?
Heroes give people hope, yeah? You've always given me that, kiddo. Must mean you've always been one.
Look, Pa, I see it! I see it, the mine shaft!
All right, folks. Time to get to work.
So nicely done. And yeah, that guy in the back is totally not up to anything evil, right?
We'll have to stay focused in order to get to the old tech and escape this rock.
You hear that? Something is making a noise.
Probably just some old hinges on the mineshaft elevator that are creaking. We'll get working in no time.
You better. I'll be ruined if this doesn't work out. You hear? Ruined.
We'll need to get this city up and running first and foremost, though.
Squeeze the area for resources and the people for all that they're worth.
That's mighty harsh, man.
Just get it done.
Well, that sounds like pretty much every other factory or city building game, so we're right on track. So basically the demo is a tutorial, so there will be a lot of pop-ups and things like that. I don't think I can actually turn them off, so you'll have to deal with me trading or doing the tutorial stuff, but let's get it out of the way as quickly as possible. So basically the idea is that we set up some buildings for workers. You have these residential buildings, which are basically just houses for your people. We're going to have to build, how many of those? 6. Let's go like that. And of course we are going to make sure we have a nice little layout, because we don't want this to be disorganized. We have to connect everything up by roads as well. Now, I already did play the demo, so I'm not going to read every pop-up that we'll see, mostly because there's a lot of them. There we go. So, we have the residential workers, and look at that. This is so nice. I like all the small little details. This is not even a finished game, keep that in mind. So, yeah, I just like the visuals. We're also going to need to make sure our people stay happy. So if we click one of these, we get some more pop-ups. But basically, the workers are going to pay us taxes, so that's a good thing. And we need to make sure that they are satisfied. So we'll need to, in this case, make sure they have somewhere to shop, I think. I need to click through all of this. They won't pay anything if they're not happy, which makes sense. Let me think. So we have a residential area. We're going to need a lot more than that. So I'm probably going to have to build my, like, what do you call those? Anything that provides a service here in the middle. I'm actually wondering if the sound's not a little bit too loud. So let me quickly go in the audio and fix that. We actually have the music quite loud. There we go. Maybe put music, something like this. Okay, sorry about that. The settings also keep reverting every time, so nothing I could do about that up front. Okay, so we need services. We have a marketplace, and this will allow them to buy general goods. Now, in this case, I assume that's not food, but they need basic stuff, maybe like screws and things like that. Cost you some money to build those, as you can see. We don't have unlimited money, but that will make sure we are now satisfying our people, and they have this need fulfilled. They are at 50% satisfaction, and they will start generating some money for us. Now, they also need a service shop, so you need to go somewhere where they can get repaired and things like that, and I know we're going to need more of these as well. We do need to make sure everything is attached to a road. So let me just build some more workers, and let's get this going. Now, let's see, we are going to need what? A service shop, and you can rotate by pressing tab, so we can make sure the front of the building is actually facing the road. Let's make sure the roads can go in between here as well, and you can tell the area that a building is servicing by the blue area. Right now it's servicing everything, so that's really easy and straightforward, but of course later on that will no longer be the case. Now this just has an upkeep as well, so we are costing some money by making sure this is operational, but at the same time we're making money. And as you can see, for example, one of these buildings generates 11 money, which is pretty much the same as one of these buildings. So these two buildings together already finance the base buildings, the base services that we have over here, while the rest is just pure profit. And as you can see, we now have a positive income. We should also be able to speed up the game a little bit. I don't think there's any reason not to do that, so I'm just going to do that straight away. And that will just mean we have a higher income over time. Now you have milestones that you work towards, so in this case we are going to need 70 workers before we hit the next milestone. We also need to make sure that we have the resources that we need in order to do that, because right now, for example, you can see these residential buildings do take some planks, and we're not producing any planks right now. If you look at the actual production things, so you can see you have all the base buildings over here, but they're actually categorized by type. So this is everything that will actually be needed by workers, but also be serviced by workers. So workers, these base workers, these residential workers, will work in these buildings. Now I really like the layout because you don't have to figure out what you need in order to build the next tier. You know that you're going to need a forester in order to be supplying things to a mill. So that's really straightforward. So let's do that over here, as the game suggests. Nice and close to some trees. As you can see, we have a fertility of 100%, so we are producing it at the optimal speed. And of course, we do need to make sure that these have somewhere to go, so we have a mill over here as well. We are going to need a warehouse in order for things to actually be transported anywhere, because that's how you can ensure things actually get moved around. Let's see, maybe we can build a road like this. So this will ensure workers are actually able to get to these buildings, and the warehouse makes sure we can actually transport the stuff we get out. Now once we get out the planks, we actually don't need to transport them anywhere else. They should be automatically, I think, transported to the warehouse, and that's where we can use them. As you can see, it's now producing something. So once the logs are being produced over here, they will be brought to the mill. And then as you can see, we get a pop-up, hey, now we have a plank. So it's as simple as that. It's a simple system. I think it's an effective simple system. Now these are producing at a 15-second rate, and I believe the Forester is as well. Yep, 15 seconds as well. So this is 1-to-1 exactly, and that should work just fine. I actually think we should probably build another 2 of these if we can afford them at the moment. And you can see these trees are now turning red. That means that we are asking, well, we have 2 foresters in range of those trees. That's not really going to work. We place it over here, we have enough new trees. If we can make sure this is at 100% as well. And as of course we are going to have a second mill as well, just to make sure that we have enough throughput for that. Let's see, does this work? Yep, you actually don't need to put the road completely in front of the building. This works just fine. What's this? Okay, I didn't actually notice those before. We have some things over here that actually give us... Ooh, this is fun. Free resources. Okay, well, apparently there's that as well. Now, if you look at the map, let's take a quick look around. We have a map over here that's kind of like small. This is the demo after all. Oh, look, there's another one. And there's blocked off areas as well. So this is kind of this game's way of helping you progress through the game. Can I click on this? No, I can't. So there's like a natural progression to things, but I assume that either you will get multiple maps during this game, or that you can slowly expand. I think actually it's probably going to be a level-based type of city builder where you kind of progress through a story and get more and more things unlocked in new maps with different challenges as you go. Now you actually have a whole tab with decorations as well, with walls and countryside things and windmills. So if we want, we can like place a windmill over here and make things look really, really good. Can we actually flip it around after we build it? No, we can't. I want to look at my windmill from the front. So let's see, countryside, windmill, and then there we go. Now I could have, of course, just flip my screen, but you get the point. But I really like this. I mean, you can completely go nuts building a very nice looking town with all these decorations. They're really cheap compared to how much money you're getting, so it's not a tax on your income or anything like that. And again, I'm gonna stop saying this, but I really like how this game looks. We also have this abandoned train station over here that we need to repair. We actually have the planks, but we don't have the workers, so we're going to have to expand a lot more and basically make sure we have a lot more of everything. And now we actually have a pretty decent production of wood. We should be able to do that. So I'm just going to expand my city out a little bit more. So now I've actually hit a milestone and we have access to some new stuff. So as you can see, I just expanded the buildings we already had, but they have some additional needs now. They need charcoal, they need cactus water, and they need access to a train station that we currently don't have. But we do now have enough workers to be able to repair this. Let's go and do that.
With the old girl up and running again, we'll be able to ferry in supplies much easier.
Wait, what's that?
Well, looky here. Someone was hiding back there in the shadows.
Oh my, no. Not hiding. Sleeping. The train is running. Hello?
It's just an old rusty bot. I can have my enforcer throw him out.
Yep. Ma'am, that ain't no way to treat a stranger. We're happy to meet you.
I don't want to be a stranger. I am the trader. This is what I do. I think I can conduct all your trade. The train listens to me.
That sounds mighty helpful, partner. Welcome aboard.
I will join. The rumbling of the ground scares me. Why can't I remember?
Okay, so now we have a train incoming where we can do some trades. We can basically buy and sell items. Well, sell items right now, I believe. And we can buy some really expensive items, as you can see. These are basically upgrades that you can plant in a building. That you will need rubies, you will be able to dig for them later on, and a lot of money. And as you can see, when I say a lot of money, I do mean a lot of money. Although currently we already have 13,000, and it will be coming in at a higher and higher speed as we increase the size of our town. Okay, so let me see. What else should we be doing? Well, we have some new desires. We do now have the train available to them, so that helps. And that will basically allow more workers to live there. We're going to need cactus water. Not entirely sure why they need cactus water. I always keep thinking it's here, but it's actually over here. So a cactus farm is something we can build over here. And yep, as you can see, we can actually service everyone with that. Is everyone else being serviced so far? Yeah. We are being very efficient about this. Welcome to my channel, where we are always trying to be efficient. We are going to need to place some fields. So let me see. We can place down some fields like this. Does that work? We may place more than 3? No, we can't. Okay, so we're apparently growing cacti now over here. Does this need anything else? No, I don't think so. We're just simply making cacti now. And I'm actually not sure. Is this enough for everyone? Can we tell? It currently says no. But I'm guessing. Let's see. Cactus farm, yes. Cacti, cactus water. Yes, so we are producing cactus water now. We don't really have a way of... there we go. It's now going up. Completely fulfilled. We're making more money now, and I like money. Okay, so let's see. Charcoal next. We're going to need a forester, and we're going to need a kiln. And let me see. Do we have enough room to place one over here with full efficiency? Doesn't look like it. Well, we can get pretty close actually. Actually wondering if there's a more optimal way to place these, but honestly, it probably doesn't matter that much. Let me see. So let's build one over here. It's going to go like that. We might as well take care of the last ones as well. This little forest over here will supply another forester, and let's put a kiln next to that as well. We're probably going to have a warehouse on this side while we're at it. Here we go. And now we can have this road over here go like this. Hello? There we go. This looks pretty nice and organized, I believe. Any error messages popping up? Nope. Nope, we are producing quite a lot of wood. We have 50 planks, that's quite a bit. And we should now be producing some charcoal as well. Okay, so apparently we are going to need to get a mine shaft up and running, and we're going to need some engineers for that.
But there are still many unknowns to overcome before we can reach the old technology below.
You mean there's stuff you don't know? Well, that's a surprise.
Charming. It's unlikely that you may have any other questions that I do not possess the answer to.
You're telling that to a child? Well,
if that's the case, Smarty Pants, I've been hearing this weird song since we came here. Almost like a sad song. Do you know what that could be?
It confirms my suspicions. You can hear it.
So you hear it too?
No, I do not hear it. But I can sense it.
What is it then?
The city that used to exist here was entirely dependent on the technology that powered it. This technology all responded to the same control signal. The old signal. That is what you're hearing.
okay, so we're going to need to get a mine shaft up and running. That's the one over here. That we currently do not have the requirements to do. But I was still trying to figure out what to do about the kiln before that popped up. So let me see. This is definitely supplied with coal now. Oh, this is as well. So we do not need to have the kiln in the neighborhood of this. I'm actually not entirely sure why that is. But if it works, don't doubt it, I suppose. Okay, so we are now going to have to get access to engineers, and that means we are going to need to build some residences for them. But, as you can see, the way you do that is not by building a new type of building, like for example in Patron, where you have different types of buildings for different levels of residence. No, you actually upgrade the lower ones instead. Now let me think about that for a moment, because they are going to require different things as well. And I think I want to kind of expand in this direction for the higher tier residents. So that means that we can upgrade them like that. There we go. And let's see, what do they want? They want Moonshiner. And as you can see, things get rapidly more complicated. So we're going to need a cactus farm. We're going to need a sand sifting factory in order to make glass. And then we can get them into some glass blowing and stuff like that. And then make some moonshine. Apparently we are still in the Wild West for sure. And now we can build ourselves a saloon. That's awesome. That's just that. That doesn't need anything else. Nope, doesn't look like it. So all we need to make sure now is that we have some moonshine. Okay, so let's see. Well, we already have a cactus farm, but maybe we should build another. We could build a cactus farm maybe out here, like that. That's going to need some fields. Like that. So now we are producing more of those. I'm actually not sure if we need them. Anyway, and we need a sand shifting factory. Now this works with fertility by the looks of it. And where do we want to put it? We could just put it over here. 55. 100. There we go. Let's build a road like this. And we are going to need a glass blower. That should probably be located close. So that should work. Oh, it actually lost fertility by doing that. Well, it's probably going to be fine, but that's something to keep in mind. This is, by the way, how you can tell where you can put items. We don't currently have any items, but if we did, this is how you can place them and manage them later on. And they can give you quite significant bonuses from the looks of it, so it's good to be aware of how that works. We now have those, and we should now build a moonshiner. Once again, I'm actually not sure. Well, this does seem to work with range. Maybe we should build it. It won't fit in there, unfortunately. There we go. I'm not entirely sure yet how to figure out what actually needs to be in range of these buildings or not. I think this should work just fine. We don't have enough engineers available, actually. Okay, that's interesting. So we need 11 more. How many of those fit into one building? Well, in theory, 8, assuming we actually have the moonshiner up and running. So we are going to need 2 more. So what we're actually going to do is we are going to place down 2 more of these, like this. Let's make sure we keep that road in here as well. Maybe 2 more, actually. Does that fit? No, it doesn't. That's going to annoy me to no extent. Okay, never mind. Let's keep it at this then. And let's make sure everything is connected to a road. Now, you cannot actually upgrade one of these buildings unless you fulfill all their needs. And we should be seeing those popping up soon. This one is already done. There we go. And now we can upgrade them and we should have some more engineers. It takes a little while for all those engineers to actually come into place. We are still lacking 1. There we go. And do we now have moonshine up and running? We are now producing some at least. It's a 30-second production time. That's quite a lot longer than anything else so far. And there we go. We now have that coming up as well. Okay, so how many of those did we need? Only 18. We actually don't have it connected to the train station, but that is something we can easily fix. There we go. And let's repair that. Okay, so now we can actually, let me see, did we build everything over here? Well, everything except for the toolmaker, and we're going to need more engineers in order to do that. But we can actually go down into the mine now.
All right, we made it. We ought to set up some quarters for our miners and get started on digging. I feel the place shaking, though. Best we dig slowly.
Indeed. The planet is becoming more unstable by the moment. Proceed with caution.
And when we find this tech we're after, you reckon my daughter will be able to fix it?
Control of the old signal was passed on to descendants of those that lived here, and by chance it was to be your daughter that was granted this most crucial gift.
Never doubted she was special, that's for sure. We better go get whatever piece of the tech we can then. It'll be out there in the dark somewhere.
So this is a really nice thing I think about this game. It actually works in different layers. So we're going to be able to kind of drill down into the lower layers. And you still have your town up here, so you can easily switch just between 1 and 2. There's a chest with stuff. There we go. And everything going down below actually works quite different. So we can build pillars in order to make sure we don't have cave-ins and things like that. There is things to mine. If you've played games like Dungeon Keeper and things like that, it kind of works similar to that. We are going to have to build some rooms, so we're going to build a miner quarter over here. There we go. And let's cut out some of these walls. We have golden nuggets in here. And some tools, as you can see. Dirty water vein, yeah. Okay. We do need to make sure that there's no collapses happening, so there we go. That should take care of that. We're going to need more miners, and if we click this, we should be able to tell we need 3 more tiles to gain 1 miner. I think we can do better than that. Why can't we build more than this? Oh, there's actually all this rubble on the floor. That's why we can't build more. We can build another one over here, though. 3 more. We should be able to do that. Any more collapses happening? Nope. We should mine in this direction. Let's make sure we start doing that. And while we're at it, make sure we get some golden nuggets as well. Now this will take a while, and in the meanwhile we can make sure we keep upgrading everything on top. So we now have quite a few more of those engineer buildings. As you can see, we have a huge amount of surplus of them actually at the moment. I initially thought this was the amount that we have, but it's actually the surplus that we have. So I might have overdone it a little bit. But anyway, that did push me to the next milestone. So we now have access to some more buildings. Let me see. So we have the saloon over here that will use scrap found in the mine, which we'll get to in a moment, into tools. So let's make sure we build one of these. Might as well just build it next to the mine. I'm not sure if it needs to be. I don't think so. But it makes sense, I guess, thematically. We also have the surveyor office, which is where all our engineers plan what they're going to do. So we might as well make sure that they're serviced by that. 24 upkeep, but as you can see, our money is coming in at a very high rate now. We actually unlocked something new now. We have a paved road available to us. That will cost us tools that we don't have a lot of just yet. We can make a pickaxe maker. All of that actually requires things that are found in the mine. So let's go back to the mine. Over here we have everything going on as planned, so we have quite a bit of nice room for all our miners. Let's see, 4 more tiles. We should be able to fit those in somewhere. Any logical place to put them? I guess this area over here. Actually, no, that's the other ones. I want the normal miners. There we go. As you can see, they actually reinforce the walls as well. This is again a mechanic that you might be familiar with from other games, but it's a nice touch, and it will make sure that we don't have any collapses happening either. Okay, so we are going to need some more room over here because we want prospectors, and they will be able to mine this scrap, and that's what we need for those nice little tools. Now let me see. Let's make a nice area over here. Five more tiles. Okay, let's stop here for the moment. How many do we have now? 3. That should be fine. A mechanic order. There's a place for my mechanics to rest and resupply, and those will be able to install machines and revive down steam bots. Interesting. So I think we're getting to the point of the game where we might find someone in the mines that doesn't agree with us being here. Let's mine some more of that. Now there's actually things that we can get through like this. This is sandstone. I think it was sandstone, right? Yeah. But we can't actually mine through, so we will need some more than that. We also found a locked door. And we will need to find, well, basically follow this, but that will require us to mine again through things that we can't breach just yet. Some more tools over there. Okay, we are now mining the scrap. Let's make sure we start mining in this direction as well. We probably want to make sure we can get through here in turn as well. Okay, so we are going to need a toolmaker that we already have. We're also going to need a pickaxe maker now. We need the forester for that, and scrap that we already have. So, let's build. We might as well make like an industrial row here or something like that. That's sounds just fine. And maybe we should build another forester as well. Let's have that one over here. Just making sure that I don't put foresters too much in the middle of these little forests, so we can always make more if that's what we need to do. It's actually saying it needs access to a warehouse. Well, let's make sure we build another one of those, and let's see if we can make it a little bit more central, so it can also help out elsewhere if that's what's needed. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good indeed. Now we actually need a couple of more workers, so let's build a few more of these houses. Should be able to supply them with all their needs, with everything that we already have going on. I always like just building the roads around, for no particular reason other than it just makes things look a little bit more organized. There we go. I really like the details on this as well, by the way. Just yeah, it's simple, but it looks nice. We can also make paved roads now, maybe. Now we are actually actively producing our tools, but I'm going to be a little bit cheap about that and make sure that we don't get ahead of ourselves too much. Okay, so we can now build machines. We have a workshop and a surveillance facility. Let's see, where should we even build that? Maybe something like over here. We actually have access now to better pickaxes. Wondering, does that mean that we can go through this now? Yes, it does. Nice. Okay, so because we built that pickaxe maker, we can now actually get through things that we couldn't get through before. We actually have a scrap vein over here as well, so let's make sure we have access to that. A couple of more things over here. Some more tools. We have this chest over here as well. You can't actually click on the chest until you have access to it. So for example, this one over here, we don't have access to, but this one over here, we can now click on, and there we go, money. Can we get through this as well? Oh no, this is bedrock, so this is never going to go be accessible to us. I'm not entirely sure how big this this machine workshop should be. Probably also going to need to house our mechanics somewhere. So let's try to have an area for that over here. So we explored everything in this direction. We actually got some rubies, nice. And some more rubies over here as well. And here's our ironium vein that we need in order to get through our next part of the quest. So we first need an area in order to build our machines, and then we can put a scrap extractor Oh, place it next to any scrap vein. So like this. Okay, and now we need a mechanic to install that. This is probably overkill, but we have 2 mechanics now. And now the mechanic is going to run over there and actually install the machine. Okay, that's interesting. We can also build a bridge now. Oh, okay, so that's interesting. So maybe we'll need the materials for that first. So go and mine this then. There we go. Okay, so this is again mined by prospectors, which means that we should probably make sure they can get through over here and go down here as well. We also want them to mine this. So can I now build a scrap extractor over here as well? Yes, I can. Okay, so this is basically automating the lower tiers of our production, I suppose. And that should hopefully then allow us to kind of automate this, and then our prospectors can make sure they keep themselves busy with things like uranium, because we have apparently a bit more of that as well over here. Some more nuggets as well. So I really like how you're basically organically trying to expand further and further. You have these nice little chests to go for. What's this? Ah, I think we actually found an item. Let's see if we can put that item somewhere. We have an item tool to manage. Okay, so we can actually improve the service of some of our items. So we can... Ooh, make sure they pay 150% tax. Yes, please. Ooh, now we're making a lot of money. Well, we're already making a lot of money, but I think it's a nice touch. Do we have another one? Oh no, this is one that's already slotted, but this is a nice way to see what you have going on. We also now have quite a lot of funds and rubies, so we could upgrade a warehouse, so we could maybe get additional production, digging speed bonus, that sounds really useful, and maybe a production bonus on our, can we put that on our, whatchamacallit, which one is our toolmaker? Our toolmaker was this one? Yes, it's this one. Because that will allow us to get some more of these tools and maybe like pave our roads and things like that. Because we do have... That actually doesn't cost 1 tool per section of the road, so that's good to know. Okay. Well, in that case, we can probably afford to upgrade some of our roads over here. Let's go like down Main Street here and then all the way to our train station. And we probably want to upgrade everything at some point, but let's not overdo it just now and focus on what we actually should be doing, and that's progressing through the game. So we've built everything over here. We don't actually have the sheet metal factory, which we're definitely going to need, because this is what's going to allow us to build the bridges and stuff. And we should probably move this production thing to our newest building, because we are going to need some more of these. What are these called? Uranium sheets or aluminium sheets? What is it? Or just sheet metal? Okay, that works. Okay, so let's go down to the mine again. So now we can build a bridge over here. Oh, that's just instant, that's nice. Let's open that. That's another production chance upgrade. That's really nice. And we are going to quickly expand in this direction. I see a lot of interesting stuff over here. Now apparently this is not where the first piece of old tech is. We should also upgrade those. So let's see, what could we do? We could something like this: 200% dig speed and 33% movement speed. So as you can see, these are huge bonuses. They are really expensive, but they are definitely worth getting, I believe. Can we do anything with this water? No, but we can see what we can do with this locked door. There we go. Interact with the lever to pull it. Pulling levers will unlock connected doors. Now we've unlocked this door. Ta-da! Nice. Mark it with the dig tool to start excavating, and the amount of miners needed will be displayed above the object. You will have to collect all 6 pieces of tech in order to escape the planet. What's this? These are the miners, or are these like evil people? No, these are miners. Okay. 6 miners. And they are approaching. Let's make sure we also get our resources. Okay, this is going to take a while, so let's make sure we keep expanding elsewhere. Almost done. And just interact to claim it.
Hurry now. Hold it up to the city and let us prepare for its installation. The first of many, but we must start somewhere.
Ain't no telling what'll happen when we start moving that thing.
When it shakes, they hear it. You have to be ready. We weren't ready last time.
Who hears what? What weren't you ready for?
I'm not sure what that old rustbot is talking about, but that song is louder now. It's asking me to come closer.
New arrivals. Escape vessel. Disassemble. 6 parts. Maintenance overdue. Locate remaining parts. Combine. Launch.
What in tarnation's going on?
The old signal speaks.
You sure she'll be okay?
Your daughter is fine. She will need some time to recharge. What matters now is that we know what we must do. Recover the remaining 5 pieces of the vessel and put it together so we can escape.
I remember that voice. It sounds so old.
And that is as far as the demo goes. So I hope you got a pretty nice impression about this game. Like I said, I do think it looks really, really promising. And there is, of course, going to be a lot more to it when we get to the full release. So let me know in the comments. Is this a type of game you like? Would you like to see more of it when it actually fully releases? And what do you think about the game? If you're still here, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't done so yet, it does really help me out. And if you're still here, of course, even if you haven't done that, you're still awesome. And I hope to catch you.